Start finish line and hear from our next team and competitor here at Rover Challenge.
Thanks, Chris. I'm here with Parish Episcopalian School. This Rover is really cool. We talked about these cool tires. So tell me a little bit about how this design, what you incorporated into the design this year that had you guys drop over 69 pounds. Tell me your name and tell me a little bit about it.
I'm Wes. We're from Dallas, Texas. And how we really shaved off a lot of weight was we took out a lot of the cardboard out of our wheels to make it lighter, and we replaced a lot of steel parts with aluminum, and really shaved down that 70 pounds. Really helps.
Really cool. What is your name?
I'm Emma.
Emma, how did you get ready? You're the peddler here. How did you get ready for this race?
Well, we went to the weight room a couple times to practice, and I also play basketball for our school.
So you're in shape and ready to go, huh? Is there anyone you'd like to say hi or say thank you to that made this possible for you?
I would like to thank our sponsors, American Water Jet, Trucks Outfitters, and KSA.
Well, good. Thank you. I wish you all the best. Your Rover is super cool, and I can't wait to see you guys at the finish line. Back to you, Bill and Chris.
Thanks very much, Dawn. And we've only got a minute here because Central Magnet High School out of Murfreesboro is actually approaching the right underneath the back end of the business end of the solid rocket boosters here, where the Pathfinder space shuttle is, and we're joined by Aiden. Real quick, son. So you were mentioning that something potentially catastrophic may have happened with.
Yeah, last year the PVC was not strong enough to withstand going down.
That's right. Okay,
so we upgraded that PVC to something we actually found on the way down here, laying on the side of the road.
Okay.
That's something we're real proud of. The fact that we're able to take stuff that other people are like, that's garbage. We turn that into a buggy.
It works.
The outer rim of our wheels are actually drainage culvert. Yeah, you can see that, the green.
And they just now crossed over. Looks like you're just under 8 minutes. Central Magnet. So Aiden, that's pretty good drainage culvert.
Yeah.
That may be kind of new. That little flower petal design.
Our other buggy is actually the one coming up right there, and that is also drainage culvert. But that one has a difference. Instead of wrapped in that gum rubber from an old fire hose, it is wrapped in green carpeting we got spare from Lowe's, and then we just coated it with bed liner.
All right. Well, Aiden, I'll tell you what, we're going to talk about you and that buggy in just a minute. So don't go too far, because right now we're kind of reviewing things with our another one of our schools, one of our teams, I should say, from Parish Episcopal. We remember they were up here a little bit earlier with their cardboard and bed liner tire. Well, we had Whitney and Solom, am I pronouncing that right? Come back again to talk to us about this particular Rover. Now, I know we reviewed thoroughly your previous one, and I think it looks like it has the same general wheel design. But what's the main difference between this one and your previous Rover?
So this is the exact same chassis we raced on last year, and so that main difference is this one only has two-wheel drive, and the other one had a differential. And one thing we had to really work on this year is having to make all of the changes and still fit within that kind of constraint where we're stuck with that same old chassis. We're having to figure out how to change it all up.
And that was on this. Now you made those changes on this particular Rover, or was the one that just ran earlier?
Yes, sir. So this is the same chassis that we modified it to fit what our new ideas were this year.
Okay, so now did you work on both Rovers or just that one?
Everyone worked on both Rovers, so whichever part they decided to design, whether it was the seats or the wheels or the pedal bar, they did the same design for both Rovers, so we tried to keep them similar if possible.
We're one big team, but we want to take two Rovers, so we're two teams.
Where's the rest of your team?
They are spread out all over the course to be encouraging and help everybody out.
So we got a little stuck there. That's Chris. Is that back in the Martian area?
I believe so. I believe they've already gotten over the first Martian Butte and through the little linear gully. They haven't made it to the Apollo exhibit yet. Looks like they've had to actually try to maybe fix and repair something, not just get off the rover and maybe pull through an obstacle. Perhaps a chain came off because they're using a chain for your drive or a belt.
It's a chain, and then that was something that we always end up kind of struggling with is keeping that chain on there. So I'm thinking they just pop it right back on there. They're going to keep going. That's what I'm hoping for, at least.
Well, we were talking earlier with your first team. We talked about the tires being cardboard tires that you used truck bed liner spray, and then a minute ago we were talking about how you could see the difference between the tires and the wheels. So you got, I guess, your tires being the black part, and then the wheels, you got like a tri-spoke thing going on, and you're talking about how that was attached. So explain a little bit about the wheels and the tires and how you guys attach those to your axle.
So the flanges are different. So the inner flange is steel, and it's welded directly to the axle, so there's no possibility of it shifting or moving or anything like that. And the outer one is aluminum, and it is kind of like NASCAR, and you just pull the hub on, you pull the tire off, you slide another one in, and you just zip everything back on there. So it makes it really quick, and then there's also no way of any of it really kind of slipping around.
That's just, once again, it goes to show different ways to come up with the designs. Everybody we've talked about so far, we've got a cardboard tire, we've got green carpet, fire hose, culvert pipes, 3D printed parts, and we're only to 10:30 in the morning, so we got a long way to go still. We made it maybe through 20 teams, so there's another 80 teams that we can't wait to hear about their different designs. And now, talk about the height of the frame. Are you guys lower to the ground on this, Rover, or are they both similar? Because you can be high off the ground. Talk about center of gravity.
Right. So the Rovers themselves are pretty much the same size, but the way that our seats are mounted, they're set a little bit higher off the Rover due to the space that we have within our frame. And so this year it was about number 27 is about 3 inches longer, and it provided enough room where they could be set out a little different, and the ergonomic angle from their feet to their seats is different. And so actually it's kind of testing within itself on which one works better. So, I mean, we really kind of use this race as testing for next year. We always say that this is a 4-year project. This has been, and it will be a 5-year project, and however long we continue to do it. So it really isn't just one thing for us.
Well, hang with us just for a minute, Whitney and Son from Parish Episcopal in Texas. Dawn is standing by with our next team. Dawn?
All right, thanks, Bill. I'm here with Central Magnet from Murfreesboro. This is the second team here. Who am I here with, and what is unique about this Rover?
My name's Tyler Gardner, and this Rover, because we had a lot more funding this year, we were able to put, they're called Patterson cranks, and they have 2 different gear ratios inside them, so you can switch gears directly from the crank. This is also our first all-wheel drive buggy, and it also has suspension.
That's pretty cool.
This thing's just a monster.
It sounds like it. Well, I'm glad that you were able to use that extra funding to be creative and get to the finish line. And who do we have here as the peddler?
Sydney Smith.
All right, Sydney, tell me how you prepared for this race.
Through sports and just lots of working out, and I'm just ready to race.
Good for you. Now, I hear that you both are veterans here, so you're familiar with the course. Is there anything that you'll do different this year?
Well, we have gear shifts this year, so we're going to use that a lot for the hills and the big dirt mound.
Okay, and I heard that you all put green carpet on your tires.
It's true. It's green carpet with black bed liner, truck bed liner to kind of stiffen it up.
Why carpet?
Because it's cheap.
Okay. Well, you guys know how to make the most of what you have. Good luck to you. You have a good-looking Rover here, and we'll see you at the finish line. Back to you, Chris and Bill.
Thank you much, ma'am. Once again, we're keeping an eye on Parish Episcopal out of Texas.
This is another team that's got a great social media presence. Once again, if you're watching us online, either on the Ustream, we're streaming this on our Rover Challenge Facebook Live. And then also, we're sending updates on our @Rover Challenge Twitter account. And so follow along, ask questions, follow the hashtag Rover Challenge, hashtag Rover Challenge, hashtag Rover Challenge. Can't say it enough. That's the best way, quickest way, easiest way, just to really understand what this thing is all about. You can read all the details on the website, but if you just scroll the timeline on Twitter and see 20 or 30 pictures, you'll get that these kids are really designing and building and racing and testing. And then the fun in the parking lot, which we haven't even made it out there. We talked about all the tailgating that's going on, and everybody's just, it's like they're having fun. And we're having a great time here at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama.
Central Magnet High School is now on the course, and their second team of the day is making their way up now, passing the first two, and you see there on the right is Parish Episcopal, now heading towards our camera position there underneath the Space Shuttle Pathfinder here at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. And Soam, you and I were talking briefly about how this is, of course, a year-long project. And so when you started it in September, what was the first part of the design that you wanted to tinker with?
So I started with the wheels, actually, and a lot of people started out trying to figure out how to get the wheels to have more traction so that we could get up to the Martian Butte, which has been a problem in past years. And we designed the wheels, we kept designing them until we were satisfied with them. We tested them repeatedly, and then we finally found a design that had twice as much traction and half as much weight as our previous year. And then once we realized that the wheels were kind of as good as we thought we were going to make them this year, that's when we started moving on, seeing how we could get the weight of the rest of the Rover down and how we could make it more comfortable for the riders by changing the seat angle or the positioning.
And that comes, I guess, that ergonomic part that you were mentioning earlier. Looks like your team is now just on the other side of it. We can see them now making their way through, pushing their way. Actually, no, they're okay. They're not getting off. That's the good news. They were able to make their way through. So you were able to tackle the Martian Butte situation, but the problem seems to have come with quite a few. Is the Butte? Yeah, I think get the momentum to get there, but it's pretty well hard packed. It's the soft material on the other side that seems to have been a difficulty. Do you think that the kind of traction you've been able to get with your textured tires has been helpful?
Yeah, I think since there's the protrusions on the outside, they're able to dig into the soft material a little bit better and kind of push it behind the Rover. And in testing, we looked at baseball fields, so with the sand and also the hard surfaces to see how we could get the best design for both.
I think that's great. I'll tell you what we'll do. It's been a great interview talking to you guys the last 2 times. We'll see you more tomorrow. We'll let you go down to the finish line as your team is coming around the bend here. You can greet them, cheer them on as they push their way over. 2 Rovers on the course. Parish Episcopal on the last obstacle. Central Magnet somewhere in the middle of the course.
Yeah, Aiden is joining us now from Central Magnet High School in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Is once again real quick. We're watching Parish Episcopal as they're about to come upon the finish line.
Get a shot of those wheels.
They'll sneak under it maybe at just under 10 minutes.
That gear ratio.
That's a couple of worn out students right there, Chris. This is not an easy course. So let me ask you, Aiden, did you get a chance now that we see your